Hello everybody, welcome to the very first episode of TokuTf, the podcast for overview for Super Sentai, Power Rangers, Transformers, you name it. And this is the first episode, not much going to happen until episode 2, so just stick around for getting to know the podcast crew. Anyway, so we're going to end up being random as whatever you want. No swearing allowed on podcasts.
What do you mean no swearing allowed on podcasts?
Really?
Really? We should do it, but we should put like a censor bleep.
Yeah.
Like another podcast where it's like Bio 11.
Actually, this can be uncensored.
All right. Either way.
That's sweet.
Hell yeah!
Try to behave yourself a little.
Oh.
I can't make any promises.
Neither can I. But still, we probably should do a little. I'll stop.
Maybe a little introducing or whatever.
Yeah, I was about to say that, but again, I'm like, wait, I'm not the one hosting this podcast. Sorry. I come from a long time of hosting podcasts, so I will go with you.
Well, this isn't new. This is my first proper podcast, me doing something. So,
well,
So are you going to let Jazz introduce everyone, or are you going to keep interrupting?
I'm sorry.
Right. So, I'm Jasmus Ryder. This is Armahide.
Hello.
Marwave and Christina. Don't know you. Don't know.
I just signed into TokuTf as TM2 Wonko Nemesis.
Okay.
And the special guest of Doctor Who 10. I think is his name.
Yeah, the Ronald Irish guy, in other words.
Okay, well,
our very first special guest.
We'll keep the drunk jokes on to a minimum.
Our token Irish Doctor Who
Says
fan.
who?
Yes, TokuTf is just a forum where you can sell, trade, get missing parts of Zords that you haven't got complete, and talk about your favorite series of Toku, Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, and whatnot. Anything that you want that's sci-fi related, or Toku related, or Transformers related.
And other stuff. I started a gaming section on there for discuss games of all kinds.
Yes.
From video to tabletop.
Yes.
Hooray! And I haven't done anything. Hooray! I'm living up to my expectations in life. Really?
Are we going to start doing that in the first episode?
I did say it's going to be random.
There's nothing far more randomer than... Randomer? Is that a word? I don't know.
It is now!
It is now.
Yeah.
There's nothing far more random than hearing sounds of morphers, weapons, and all the other thingamabobs going on in our Sentai world.
Yeah, I'm thinking this may end up becoming more of a Sentai-related podcast, but until I bring in Movie Optimus Prime, where just every 5 minutes you just hear, I am Optimus Prime. I am Optimus Prime.
And if we're doing that, we're doing an Optimus voice chip off, basically.
Oh God! If we're doing that, I gotta bring Movie and RID Optimus Prime.
I'm bringing my animated one.
Oh God, you would win anyway. It's like, yeah, okay, let's see. Peter Cullen versus David. Oh God, I don't want to start that. I will stop right now, because Lord knows that would open the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, anyway, talking back about that pilot episode, that pilot episode also explains why the morphers have been rotated when the Power Morph's being released in toy.
How so?
Because the pilot, you saw them holding it, and with the stickers set, how the toys stickers were placed, and you just saw them holding it you just saw them holding it in the air like the toy was placed upside down.
If this is the pilot of Go Kaiser, I did not see it.
Oh, right.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I got it. I gotcha. Okay.
So pretty much we did, like, everybody always, I hate when, like, nothing to fans, like, I'm not saying this, this is just a little bit info that it should get out there. When the Zoo Ranger toy being released into the UK Bandai American market, they just put the stickers upside down. It was still the same toy, still the Japanese mold. It even said 1991 still, so that's definitely Japanese.
Oh, yes.
And everything. So all we done was put the stickers on, and we based it on the pilot episode of MMPR. That's pretty much it.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Okay, anyway, do we have any other input about the site itself? Besides that, everyone listening to this needs to go there right now.
It's just starting out. Give it time.
Well, I figure that this site will get bigger in time, hopefully.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Sorry, keep going.
Plus, the YouTube channel is going to end up being now based on topic or listener question type videos a day, or something like that. It's going to be like topic based, week, similar to the 5 Transformer Guide type channel.
Oh, the 5 awesome guys. Okay.
Never watched them.
That's not exactly something. Okay.
You met?
It's not something you want to be saying out loud, man.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I just did.
I just did.
Whoa, feel it.
Okay.
Oh, look, Robert.
Yes, I do have a drink in my home. As most Irish people do.
I see what he did there. I have a Turbo Morpher. I win.
I still have a stack of Power Rangers reissues toys across my room.
Oh yeah, that stuff Bandai promised us but never delivered.
They are, like, in the States, actually. I think I have, like, what, 6 toys already? So, it's awesome.
Yeah, I hate
Bandai promised us the Dragon Zord and we never got it.
No, that's true. I'm still mad, and I have to go search for the Megazord that I neglected.
If you want, I can just sell you mine.
What, are you talking about the 2010 Dragon Zord that we should have...
Yeah, the 2010 Dragon
after, because that would make...
The UK was supposed to get it, but at some point they cancelled it. So the UK never got it.
2010 was never supposed to air to the UK because Disney put a stamp on it to not air in the UK. Hence why UK only has actually 18 seasons, and only 18 seasons.
That's terrible. Seriously, I don't understand how the censorship works over there, but like in Canada we had this problem too when MMPR came out. Like YTV was the very first channel to air MMPR, but we only had 1 season. Now I remembered this because I'm very sure of this because I remembered I used to watch MMPR like every single chance I could get when YTV broadcast it.
Wow, what a shock!
No. They got a lot of angry letters. They got a lot of phone calls through that. YTV pretty much, when they were cool back then, they gave them a big middle finger saying that we're broadcasting this, we don't care, until finally they caved in when the season finale. And then Fox Kids took over, which was awesome. So it was all faired out.
Yeah, but this is the next thing. It's in the UK, when Saban still owned the Power Ranger franchise. When it got to, Lost Galaxy, after every episode of Lost Galaxy, it gives us, these aren't parental sayings that these are done professionally. Please do not do this at home type thing at the end of every episode.
Yeah, this is the thing. We never got that. We never got that in Canada. I don't think the states also apply to it because we're just like, yes, it's kind of gotten to the point where like it's starting to become more of an issue of like, let's face this. Power Rangers, the whole entire seasons, the series, everything, it's just like a live-action cartoon. We came to realize that. But, of course, it's like, oh, it's real life, they must give warning. Really? Can you actually say that? What about anime and the cartoons that have more that could actually put more
It's not like
violence?
Guyver got super violent or gory or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, Guyver, that was awesome.
In all honesty, there's at least going
I
to
still
be
demand
one...
season 2.
Mm-hmm.
But in all honesty, like, they probably should have anyway, because it doesn't matter how smart the general populace is, there's going to be at least one person whose intelligence count is a lot smaller than normal people and thinks that doing a high kick off of thinks that flying off of a building, arms displayed...
Okay, I'm gonna ask this right now. As kids, as little kids, just watch Power Rangers, okay, I'm gonna ask, did all of you guys actually, like, at school or at home, pretended to be Power Rangers and, like, just play, basically?
Yes.
I did.
Yes. I have to admit it.
We all did.
Yeah.
And we never got hurt. We didn't, like, actually...
How many of us tried to do a drop kick into our friends, honestly?
I was Billy. I was always Billy, so I could never do that.
So was I. Yay.
Yay! No wonder we couldn't do it.
I tried to do a high kick because I always loved pretending to be Kimberly.
Really?
And those nice shorts she always wore.
Yes, that was when I had my short and skirt phase back when I was 6.
Oh, I was talking about Kimberly.
Oh, right. But this is the weird thing, though. When Dino Thunder aired in the UK, I saw the scene where it would have been the ABBA killer writing the name ABBA killer in, and I swear I saw that scene in Dino Thunder in the UK.
He did do that in the US version once.
Yeah, once, but then they probably cut it out then. I think it was the first episode where he appeared, but then they had to edit it out.
No, in the US version, when I was watching it, I saw him do that.
There's no censorship there then, so I wasn't joking then. I wasn't seeing things.
Unfortunately, yours truly is probably one
I love
of
how we're so able to stay on topic.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'm still staying on Power Rangers topic. I was just going to say that as a kid, I never really watched it very often myself. I did play around as Power Rangers as a kid. I just never had any of the toys. I think I watched halfway through the first season and then kind of, with my incredibly short attention span, I'm like, ooh, this looks awesome, and I kind of just went away from it.
For some reason, my first Zord was probably when I was actually born when my Morphin Power Rangers was actually aired, so because in 1993. So
sad. That's when I got out of the Power Rangers fandom for a very long time.
I started to stop collecting the Power Ranger fandom until, pretty much the last Power Ranger things I owned were pretty much Time Force. I had like only the two combined Zords, and then I had the small Quantosaurus that didn't have the electronic controlled morphing thing because that was too expensive. It was around about $80.
Yeah, my brother owned the Time Force toys. He owned the blue one and the Blue Ranger, Red Ranger. They were the head swapping ones.
Yeah, I had all the flipper heads of season 1, green, blue, but my Tommy ended up having his legs broken. And I want to get a new Tommy and a new Jason.
Well, I think I do. Wait, I think I might have a Tommy, just not complete.
I don't care. My Tommy ended up not complete during the years, so I just don't care. I ended up when I was growing up, when the toys came out, they always had their like power coins on their chest, and during the years, I just ended up scratching them off.
Ooh.
Scratching them off. Well, I made it show accurate. Even when I was a kid, I wanted it to show accurate, so I'd buy a coins chest.
You are by far the better collector at a younger age than I do. I lost my Power Rangers stuff. One of my biggest regrets to this day, because it's not too long ago I came to the Transformers fandom, that I broke my 2004 Armada Red Alert. Because the thing is that I'm kind of sort of good friends with one of the voice actor of Armada Red Alert, Brian Dobson, and I didn't know back then that the voice chip that he actually voiced for this specific toy, and I broke it. It belonged to my brother, and that was thrown out, and now I'm going to search for one before Anime North. I know, I don't understand why I got off topic, but okay.
The only two Zords I had, but I ended up never seeing again, was my Astro Megazord and my Lost Galaxy Megazord. They just vanished. They're not in any of my Power Ranger boxes that's in the loft, and I wanted them on my some sort of Megazord.
Ninjas got them.
Yeah, yeah. It's the toy gnomes. I would say.
Well, see, the only Megazords I even have, like, again, since yours truly is like the guy who never had any Power Ranger stuff ever. Like, the first Megazord I got was the 2010 one, and I got it on clearance at the Disney store. Because, you know, I feel incredibly manly when you walk into the Disney store already, and you go, yeah, I'd like a Power Rangers, please.
I still walk into the Disney store. And
I do too. I look around, I'm like, oh god, I wish I was younger.
There's no more Disney store where I live. They closed down a few years ago.
But regardless, the only other one that I own is,
as this being the first episode, we can just talk generally about Power Rangers toys and whatever. It's like, when we're still getting RPM stuff, we're still selling RPM stuff in the UK. We haven't got no Samurai by Samurai, unless it's the Mega Blade, but anything else, Shinkenja's gonna win.
I've seen a lot of the Samurai stuff, and most of it sucks.
The Mega Blades, the Mega Blades is the only decent weapon they actually created out of Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, or anything, because it's a decent sized mini sword.
True, it does look like it's probably the best out of the Samurai weapons.
Because they took all
it's actually probably the one toy I will ever pick up from Samurai, if any. Because I've seen most of them. I don't like them.
Yeah.
The only sort of Power Rangers toys I have, if I can remember, is from Magic. It's a Force?
Mystic Force?
Mystic Force, yeah.
Ew.
It's the actual, what usually called Magic King. I can't remember what it's called here.
The Titan Megazord.
The Titan Megazord. And I
got that too.
I got the one with the unicorn.
Oh, the Saint Kaiser.
That's the one.
Well, I was actually wondering if anybody actually had the two pieces. I managed to find the Lightspeed train Megazord at a thrift store. The problem is he's missing the blue and the chest piece. Like the blue arm and the chest piece. That's it. Otherwise, it's a complete. And part of me was like, oh my god. The other part of me is like, damn it! Where's his arm? Great.
I almost had a Mega Voyager once as a kid at a thrift store for really cheap, but I couldn't find the head, so I couldn't get my grandmother to buy it for me. It still had the box and everything. It was just missing the black sword.
Oh shit!
Did you check him up, Eric? It might have been simple. If you were a kid, even it was simple as a kid, the head might have been stored in Mega V2, where it is always in vehicle mode.
Yeah, but I didn't find the shield either.
Oh.
Shit.
That might be why then.
That still reminds me of the day I went into Goodwill and I found a complete mask switchblade for $20 still in box. That just made me laugh. I'm like, and I was meeting up with Christina later, and I'm just like, hey Christina, look what I found. I don't know if she was as excited as I was, because it's like, oh, it's mask, but still.
Well, was it the mask, as in the green-headed dude who?
Yeah, it was the main
mask.
villain. Yeah, no, like masked crusaders working overtime, fighting crime. That mask. You just wanted me to sing the theme song, didn't you?
I got confused.
Son, I am confused. Nah, but I guess I kind of did derail the whole Super Sentai. Great.
Alright, can I please talk about also the other haul that I got? Because I'm looking at it right now, actually.
Right.
Might as well.
The thing is that since Disney got the rights to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers not too long ago, I've always No, they don't now, which is great, because I saw the first episode of their version, and I never watched it again because...
MMPR 2010 series does not exist. Don't speak of it on the show unless it's the toy line.
Which I'm going to actually talk about, because the toy line I'm very, very, very fond of, because we never got it in Canada, I don't believe. We only got the Megazord, which I regret not getting. I went to the States recently and went to like a couple of stores called Ross. I don't know what kind of store it is. I don't know what type of store it is. I think it's like, Mel, do you remember like this old stores like Byway and Eaton?
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like their equivalent. It's like it was traveling back to 1997 or something. And I looked at the toy aisle. All this reissued Power Ranger merchandise for the 2010 series was just amazing. I'm just looking at it right now.
I was wondering why I heard a giant ass squee.
Throughout Easter?
Yeah, it was just, I'm just like inside, all of a sudden, eee!
Oh, I was so excited.
What the fuck was that?
I was so excited that my dad told me, okay, you could buy them, just stop freaking out. I'm sorry, they're just like the Power Rangers and all that.
I can see your dad saying that. It's like, God, really? Really?
It was my inner 3-year-old in internal happiness at this moment. So right now, this is actually what I got. I got the Action Black Ranger, Power Up Blue Ranger, Red Cycle Accelerator. I'm looking at the Mini Mix and Morph base, which comes with the Green Ranger and pretty much like a really cool clear plastic Red Ranger, which is awesome.
See-through Jason.
Yeah, see-through.
Invisible Jason.
Not now. Air Attack Megazord, which was basically my greatest find, and second greatest find. My best find throughout that little journey through the toy stores, Lord Zed.
Nice.
I never got to find a Lord Zed.
I'm actually gonna get this signed in a few weeks.
God, I hate you.
Eric, there might be a samurai toy that you might be interested that'll be released, I think, later this year. There'll be a hands-on to buy.
Sad face.
What is
Rita Repulsor.
When is that coming out?
Wait, Samurai?
Yes. She's a lot thinner, isn't she?
Yeah, because I think Bandai said at Toy Fair when they were showing all the samurai toys, I think it comes out this fall, that they never released a Rita Repulsor toy back in the original toy line.
Oh my god, when is this coming out?
I think later fall, I don't know, they didn't specify the exact date, but they just went fall.
That would have been so perfect because I'm going to a convention in the end of the month, and Barbara Goodson, who plays Rita, and Robert Axelrod, who plays Zed, are attending to this convention. If they got the Rita, I would have just gladly bought that in a heartbeat. Let that thing be signed. So I'm getting Lord Zed signed, which was incredible because, yay!
Could you at least get me an autograph from those two?
Maybe, but I'm not making any promises. After all, I'm going to be hanging out with Brian and Michael Dobson at that point.
Well, you still gotta go to get it signed for yourself. So what's the problem with just saying, I also want, if it's possible, if both of you guys could sign this page? It's not that hard. I mean,
I don't carry paper. That's the thing.
I don't think that. Then throw a notebook or something in your bag. I don't know. That's what Daniel did when he went to Calgary Comic-Con. He got me Greg Berger. He got me Gary Scott and Alex Milne's autographs all on the same piece of paper.
Yeah, but Alex Milne, I asked Alex Milne for an Optimal Optimus Primal commission, and he let Gary Chalk sign it, and I got it.
Well, that's because you have more influence on him.
That's another discussion for another day, and I prefer never to talk about that for a while. Never to talk about that.
I think the last Power Ranger haul I actually
Now I'm curious.
was my Daigayo that I cannot reach at the moment. I wish it. Ninja. Oh, I'm really hoping that Saban brings back the Talking Zords, because he can bring back a ninja-esque thing through Daigayo in Samurai.
Imagine what the American version of Daigayo is going to be like. Toy-wise.
Oh god, I'm glad that I'm getting a Shinkano in 3 weeks.
The Shinkano
I'm glad we got him.
I'm trying to think of the last Power Rangers haul I even had. Like, aside from the Turbo and Digit and Astromorpher, I think the biggest one I ever had was the same thrift store. I went and I just found a whole bunch of stuff. Like, Wild Force Red Ranger.
I hate you so much.
Well, okay, it was there, but the thing was, the kid who had owned it, his skin was bleach white, and the kid had drawn blood everywhere. So it looked like Cole had gotten into a fight with a zombie and lost. His shirt was ripped and everything. It honestly looked like he got into a fight with a zombie, and then it's just like,
Or he pretty much fought with a lion. You just think about that.
Then okay, in that case, he looks like he'd lost
The
it.
Lion Lord told him not to go there. Please.
God damn it, Cole! How many times must I tell you, do not wax me there?
No. Cole accidentally goes on the Japanese Aramarium and tries to talk to Gao Lion because he thinks it's Red Lion Zord, and he ends up getting shredded to bits due to it being Gao Lion.
Well, either way, like, I didn't pick that up, but I found a whole bunch of others. Let's see, there was this little, like, 3-inch, Yellow Ranger, Yellow Dino Thunder Ranger figurine. Then there was the little PVC Tommy figure, like the Green Ranger PVC figure. There was a giant, like, I'm actually kind of curious as to why, in that day and age, for Lost Galaxy, why the toys were so shit for articulation. I got Leo figure, like the red Ginga Red.
No, there was some good Lost Galaxy figures, because I had one of the red Lost Galaxy figures on the bikes, on his armored up bike.
This
and everything.
I don't know. This one is like at least like a foot tall. Like, this thing is it looks like a motorized version of the head flip gimmick from the MMPR ones. So I have no clue. Like, if any of the listeners know what the hell this thing is, please help me. Otherwise, I also managed to grab a what was it? The Operation Overdrive, just the Pink Ranger and the Red Ranger Zords. I'm sorry, not Zords, ships. and I think the final thing I grabbed was just a whole bunch, like from a garage sale, was the Zeo Blue figure, black MMPR figure, and a small little 3-inch version of the Zeo Megazord. Like, all within the same fucking day. It was like the best day ever.
I think my Easter weekend was the best weekend ever. I have never endured so much toys in one sitting.
That's why I go to TFCon. That's why I bring a rolling suitcase. You know you're doing it.
It's like the last
Go ahead.
The last Power Ranger what I actually got was the Daigaio, and then an in-box but missing 3 items: Shogun Zord, Megazord, and a ninja that's just missing his sword. Both in-box with 90s styrofoam.
I think the last Power Ranger toy I bought was the gun and sword from Go Kaiger.
I hate you. Why do you have that?
Yeah.
Really?
Because I have money.
Do you also screw the rules?
The money that I've got is going towards a Shinkano used, because that's the cheapest way to get a complete Shinkano.
Well, still, I want money. I gotta get a job, then I'll be able to afford all this shit. Jeez. I want to go Kaiger Morpher! Not the candy toy one that I have to modify just to fit the regular keys.
Oh, I could go buy Kaiser Morpher. It's just I hate buying stuff online, and also, you know, you can never explain to your parents why you spent like over $50-$60 on a toy.
Try talking to my parents. They question me when I spend $30 on a toy.
Oh no, $30 is a good amount. $30 is a good amount for my parents. They think it's like 40 is actually the maximum limit. If they go like beyond 50 and all that stuff, they just start flipping out.
Excuse. When I buy something that is Japanese related, I always go, it's the import prices. So you cannot have a go at me.
This is how I explain.
This is why I never tell my parents how much stuff costs.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I don't know. My parents have a nice eye on my financials, so.
That's a nice way of saying they fucking making show. They making show.
Yeah, because anything that's not considered essential is like a waste of money, and my mom's already discontent with my collection. I'm discontent with my collection because I don't have enough.
You should see me. It's like every time I bring. It's gotten to the point now where I have so many Transformers in my room that even if I bring like 5 in, they won't be able to tell if I brought one in. I just swap them out with old ones, and it's like, oh. They just walk in, go like, what the fuck, and then they leave.
It's like
I actually have like at least 3 or 4 Spawn figures that have yet to come out to my collection. I have to bring in an excuse to put them in, so I'm just waiting for my convention so I could say, yeah, I bought them for $5 each. It's pretty good.
It's like when I bought my Shogun Megazord and my Ninja, I did bump into a original Megazord in box with just missing its one back cannon.
Ooh.
I could have got it for 20 quid.
That's actually really good, but I'm a perfectionist, so I have to have my stuff complete, or else I'm just not gonna touch it.
That's why selling to her is so difficult.
Yeah.
It's like, Christina, I have a bunch of stuff I want to sell you. Is it complete? Fuck.
It's like the whole point I started off a sale trace thread is specifically for people that got Zords that aren't complete, so they can talk to other fans that might have spare parts of the parts you're looking for, and do a trade or
yeah, because that's why I don't want to buy stuff incomplete, because I have to like go search like practically for a while just to get that one part, and like
over the prices for that one part.
Hey, hello. Actually, looking at what time it is, I gotta go, because I gotta go do a few things, and then I have to head off to work.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so we'll probably need to end the
Wow,
podcast now
so
then.
much in the first episode.
Okay, so
We're
hopefully
ending the
enjoyed the
podcast.
yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed the first episode of the podcast. See you next week.
See you next week,
Cool.
guys, or whenever the next episode is.
Yeah.
Next episode, we'll talk more about nothing.
Yeah.
I vote next.
No.
I vote next episode. we
Next
should
episode will be properly on topic every time. What we'll be planning it properly. So stick around then.
Does this mean that I'm not going to be on the episode?
No, you're there to keep us from getting too boring.
Hooray! I have a
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah, you're the Green Ranger.
Damn it! Fine. If I'm going to be the Green Ranger, I'm Tommy.
No, you're the Gokaiger Green Ranger.
Oh. Oh, I might as well turn myself in and get $100. Oh. Alright, guys. See you next episode.
Yep. Well.
Bye.
Mal, have you stopped recording?
Now I have.
Birth.
What?
My Starscream gave birth to a Legend Starscream.
You got Legend Starscream today, didn't you?
I had actually a few weeks.
Oh.
Ooh.
In that case, my G1 Megatron gave birth to a Megatron.
Okay, everyone.
Yes,
There's a reason why I was here for. The reason why I was here is because... What the hell? No! Where is it? Where is it?
dun 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 dun.
Oh my god, my stupid sister. Seriously. I let her borrow it for a few seconds and she deletes the first part of the Gokaiger sub.
Ouch. Well, can you send us the download the link so we can friggin' watch it? You know, instead of hearing your reactions.
Part 1. Part 2. Hold on.
Excellent! Now I can watch Gokaiger! I can now experience what you flesh creatures call Super Sentai.
I thought you was in the bathroom.
That's what she said. Ha 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 ha. We Daleks are funny, aren't we? I am funny, but I'm sorry. You know, now for some reason all I want to do is try to somehow figure out a way of imitating K9 for the next episode, for the next podcast. Affirmative, master. Why you started playing it already, didn't you? Oh. God. Where is everyone? Uh-oh. Jasmus left. You know, me thinks... for some reason I want to record all this and do it, like, throw it in as like a extra feature for the site, like how we quote-unquote riff. I just don't want anybody to know about it, and then all of a sudden, like, poof, what the
You know,
fuck?
might be good. You know, might be a good idea for your podcast. Do an episode review on one of the Sentai series.
It's like a Mystery Science Theater of Super Sentai?
You know.
God, that I don't know if I would be incredibly funny because, like, Mystery Science Theater is basically involves like actually funny jokes, you know. Like I'd have to actually like, well, wait a minute. Did they write the jokes for that, or did they just come up with them off the top of their head?
Oh, sorry, I'll break it up a bit. What was that again?
Maybe perhaps we might need to redo the call. But no, what I was saying was did Mystery Science Theater, did they make like, did they write their own jokes, or did it just come off the top of their head?
Maybe it's more like me because of this. I'm dying on that one. Hold on a second.
Alright.
Try it again. You were saying?
Alright. Mystery Science Theater. They're jokes.
Yeah.
Don't know if they wrote them or that came off the top of their head.
Could be a mixture of both.
Depends. I don't know.
Remember that. I already did that one. Was it? I was a teenage werewolf. Oh, I remember seeing some of them. They were hilarious.
Was it Cinematic Titanic that you saw?
No, but I do have. Yeah. The only claim to fame the Titanic I have is one of my rails worked on it. And that was a boiler, so they're still down there, so they're okay. No, this is... I think the only mistake I made during the entire film was not going to the bathroom beforehand. Okay. Well, 3 hours long. Yeah, there's a bonus that the fact that Kate Winslet was topless, so what, really?
I'm still kind of like, durr.
It's like the only movie that you're not gonna be worried about how it ends. It's not like it's not like someone's gonna say it stinks. I said, "Oh, you spoiled it for me." No, but I still like, even though it's like 3 hours long, I still like the movie.
True.
Wasn't bad.
Still, if we did like a Mystery Science Theater of the old Super Sentai, I honestly don't know if we would really need to like physically watch it a few times and write jokes and then do a good recording, or if it was just all off the top of our head.
Okay, guys, I'm ready.
And welcome back. We were kind of...
Wait! Hold on.
What the fuck?! Really?! Really?! 4K!
My phone was ringing. I thought I was gonna call, but never mind. Okay?
But no...
Okay!
Alright, fine. Just let me click on episode 1, part 1.
Okay. Should we start now?
Yeah?
Alright.
I'm ready. Robbie, you ready? Robbie? Robert!
He's gone.
Oh fuck, he's already watching it!
Robert!
Sorry?
You're supposed to start it when we start it!
Oh yeah, I started it.
We haven't yet.
We haven't.
I just have to get it.
Okay. Okay. Let's start from the beginning, alright?
Ready?
Right.
Ready? Alright. 1, 2, 3, click.
He's too awesome to be unconscious.
Yeah. Oh my god. Please remove those bandages, Marvelous. Ah!
Old man fall.
I still like this opening.
The opening's just brilliant.
Yeah, except you skip it every time.
Well, this is the only time I get to not skip it.
Pirate Sentai, go Kaiger! This theme song has to be the most awesome one. Like, not one of the most awesome in all of Super Sentai, but I gotta admit, this is one of the most catchy I've ever heard. That's a mouthful.
Oh, I see.
Ooh.
Ooh, and there he is. Why can't he be Deca Master?
I honestly still think he may turn into Gokai Silver. For some reason, I think he might. I have this sneaking suspicion.
If he's Gokai Silver, Marvelous will have some competition.
Really?
Hey, he's pretty
And how
bad.
come every...
Sorry about that. My Skype was playing up.
It's okay, man.
We're watching Gokaiger 12 right now.
Okay. Need to see if I still got those links. Did my browser save those links? I'm hungry.
Go and eat.
Nah.
He is awesome.
I wished it was Takaru and not Karu.
Oh yeah, fight.
Shit. Joe!
Holy crap.
Joe? What part of he is no longer human do you not understand? I'll make you remember even if I have to beat you to death!
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Come on, don't play up now, Mozilla.
Oh shit.
Wow. Yeah.
He's gonna get killed at this rate if he keeps going.
Such heroic nonsense!
Wow.
Uh-oh.
He's got a morph. Character development! Aww.
Wow.
You know, I love how every time we get character development, instantly goes back to the idiot ruler here.
It's Japanese. That's how it works.
Oh, my poor arm! They'll pay! They'll pay!
It's just a cut. Ooh.
Okay, never mind.
Oh god, I want to eat.
Shut up, bitch! Get back in the kitchen and get me some pie!
Okay.
He eats like a pirate.
Hmm? Oh! I've thought of something. Isn't he sort of like the Captain Jack Sparrow of this Sentai?
Yes, that's why I love
Who?
it so much. Marvelous.
Marvelous.
Yeah, marvelous. I'm sort of waiting for him to go, why is all the sake gone?
Doesn't seem like the type of guy to drink sake.
Saki.
Yeah, sake.
Saki. I'm just watching it as if it was raw because I'm not reading the substitute.
Oh, God.
I don't.
Yeah!
Okay.
Marvelous just became badass.
Damn.
Marvelous was always
Wow.
badass.
I know.
Well, technically, the reason he didn't die is because he pretty much took half the electricity.
Yeah.
Nice. You are Gokai Pink.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a bit jealous, really.
I kind of want to actually have a collar over there just so that he could take it off of me.
You better fucking morph, woman, I swear to God.
She can't. I don't think she's allowed to.
We can do it.
Yes, it's morphin' time. Aww.
Great! The first time Gokai Green gets introduced, he gets hit in the stomach by Gokai Yellow. Really? Run, Joe, run!
Oh yes! Danger! Danger!
Oh! This is tough!